Namaskaram. Welcome to my channel, VPK Nutrition, Mind Body Healing with Pushpa. If you had watched my previous episode, which was posted 3 weeks ago, I was at an Ayurvedic DETOX program in India, in Bangalore, which is called Panchakarma, and I talked in detail about my first week of experience. So if you haven't watched it, please do watch that. In today's episode, which is part 2 of 2, I'm going to be continuing with my experiences from day 8 to 14, and also at the end I will share some of the foods that I ate there and also what I learned from the whole experience. So stay tuned to find out more about all of this, and maybe you will be inspired to do this as well in your future. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. First of all, I want to thank all of my viewers who have been so kind to watch and also give me some comments and feedback. Now, if you haven't already done so, please do consider subscribing and also share with other friends and family who can be benefited from this, and also give me some thumbs up and some comments, so this will help me for my future episodes. So thank you, and let's get started. So for those who haven't seen my last episode, I think it would be beneficial to look at that to get an idea of what I did in the first week. So I will share the link in the description. Now, so I finished with 7 days of treatment with virechana or purgation, so oral purgation. So I took ghee therapy for about 4 days and then took the purgation and had a lot of bowel movements to clean out the system. So day 8 starts a new set of procedures. So from day 8 to 10, I had the same major treatment, which is called Dhanya Dhara. Dhanya Dhara. So Dhanya means grains or legumes, and then Amla means sour. So basically they ferment the grains or the pulses or the legumes for a period of time. Again, this is all done according to the traditional textbooks. And then this water is again poured all through the body. Dhara means pouring. So they pour this water throughout the body for about 45 minutes. There are 2 people who are doing this. One person who's heating up all of the water and pouring it on me. And again, after the end of the treatment, you feel so wonderful. You feel so refreshed and hydrated, and again, feel like you've been really nourished and taken care of. So the evening treatments are usually very shorter treatments, about 30 minutes. So for the first 8, 9, 10, 3 days, I had Udvartan. Now again, Udvartan is rubbing dry powder onto the body to create some heat and also remove the fat, start some fat burning happening. However, in my case, they took some Triphala powder, made it into a paste and did the Udvartan that way because I already had a lot of dryness in the body. The next portion, that is day 11 to 14, started my main Vata balancing treatment, which is the Basti or enema. So it's basically giving medicated enema. It's called the first day 11, I had the Kashaya Basti, which is a medicated enema made up of herbs, honey, salt, and oil. So this is usually administered by the technician who's well trained in the process. So they do a mild oil massage, a whole body massage, not as extensive as the previous ones, but a little bit of lubrication, and then they give you this basti at the end of the treatment, and then they wait about 2 to 3 minutes till you have the feeling to evacuate, and then you go to the bathroom. And then after that, they want to, because you're introducing something into the colon, they want to make sure there's too much air doesn't fill up. So immediately you're asked to eat some kind of a khichdi or something that is very nourishing and grounding for the body, so the vata doesn't go up and you feel more bloated. So on those days, you basically have a light meal. After that khichdi, after lunch you get a little bit of khichdi, and same thing for dinner, so that you don't overload the system. So day 12, again, you give a break from that basti, but then you give the oil basti or matra basti, which is like about 60 ml of oil, which is also given. This is usually done after our regular treatment. On day 12, I had a treatment called Sashti Pindas Vedana. So Sashti Pindas Vedana is basically making a potli with red rice, which is cooked. And then this is, again, mixed with this milk. It is like this boiled milk, and they keep, of course there are herbs in there as well, and it is again soaked in this milk constantly, and then applied to the whole body and massaged on that. And so this gives a lot of nourishment to the body. This is usually indicated in palsy or paralysis, or even any kind of nervous disorder or total vata imbalance. So it actually helps to rejuvenate the nervous system. So I had that done on day 12. And then day 13, again, another Kashaya Basti, just like day 11. Same thing happened. They check your blood pressure, give you the khichdi and so on. And then day 13, day 14, the last day of treatment, again, I had a Shashti Pindas Vedana and in the morning. And then evening, of course, the 4 days, I just had like an Abhyanga every day, either head, neck, a face massage with oil, or foot massage or leg massage, whatever I wanted to. The last day I ended with a foot massage, because they say the soul is the place when you actually massage the soul, you're actually reaching the soul of the person. So really it gives you a lot of grounding, gives you peace and calmness, and relieves stress and relaxation in general. So this was basically my treatment for the 4 days. One thing about the basti is Ayurveda says that is basti is ardha chikitsa, meaning half the therapy is done just by doing the basti. So we all know that when we eliminate all the waste from the waste products from the body, we definitely feel lighter and much better. And even modern medicine talks about constipation, and if you are constipated for a long time, it can actually lead to a lot of depression. Again, this may be linked to the gut microbiome. Again, these are some things that we can always explore and see why. But these are the ancient therapies that have been geared towards cleansing the system, because we are constantly abusing our body every day with the wrong diet or lifestyle and travel and all of these things. So naturally it is very important to do this kind of treatment at least once a year, just to tune yourself up. So this was the end of my treatment. And then after the day 14, of course, I left. I stayed a couple of days in Bangalore and came back to the US. Again, the treatment doesn't usually end there, because after that we have about 3 weeks of Rasayana. Now again, I mentioned before, Panchakarma is more like sort of like you went through a surgery. So definitely there is some weakening of the body that does take place. So you need to take more rest, and then take all of these rejuvenating herbs or Rasayana for at least 3 months to rebuild. So once you rebuild, then you'll get back into the swing of things. You don't need to take herbs for the rest of your life. It's more about just getting to that nourishment, eating proper diet and lifestyle. And you also want to maintain that food that you've been eating, rather than indulging and going back to old habits. Feast your eyes on the beautiful foods that I ate during this process. It included a lot of delicious variety of vegetables cooked freshly daily, including soups at every meal for lunch and dinner. And it was such a delight to come to every meal and to discover the different types of vegetables that you can get. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Again, I shared quite a lot about Panchakarma, and I can tell you, being in Ayurvedagram in Bangalore was a fantastic experience. It was very relaxing. I got my detox, I got my calmness of mind. A lot of good things came out of it, and kind of feel much more recharged than when I went in. Again, there are also a few lessons that I learned after the Panchakarma, and one of them is that maintaining a daily routine actually gives you a lot of grounding, calmness, helps you balance your body and mind. Number 2, removing toxins from the body by going through these kinds of procedures can be a little bit of taxing and difficult for some people. But again, the results are worth it, because you are cleansing a lot of physical toxins, but also emotional and mental toxins. So naturally, it's going to be a little bit difficult, but it is really worth it in the long run. Number 3, a lot of the past emotions, traumas, everything is also being released during this process, because it is a purging process. So naturally, you might experience some emotions like crying spells, or sadness, or anger and irritability, fear. A lot of things can come up. You can even have a lot of dreams, which again, these are all part of that purging process, but you do feel fantastic at the end of it. And then of course, the last one is, remember, this is something that you're doing different to the body, taxing your body in some ways, but it's done very systematically with the supervision of a doctor, so you are well taken care of. But at the same time, you also have to remember you are weakening your body a little bit, and so you do need to rebuild for the next 3 months, and this is why they give you some rasayana herbs to nourish the body. So that is taken for about 3 months. So definitely you need to follow that protocol in order to get back to normal. I just wanted to say I just thoroughly enjoyed the process. I do plan on doing it at least once a year because I think we all need a yearly tune-up, just like our, even our cars need that, and everything else. So our body is the most important thing that carries us around. So naturally we need to keep ourselves healthy in order to stay well, because Ayurveda's goal is always to swasthasya swastha rakshanam, keep the healthy person healthy. So it's not about waiting till you have a disease to fix it, but keep yourself healthy by maintaining your body with a diet and lifestyle and this kind of detox once a year to cleanse everything that you put into your body which you're not able to avoid. Remember, listen to your body, observe your mind, and help yourself. Have a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you again next week with a new episode.